I found one of the best jump shots in NBA 2K24. It's absolutely cash. It's a really smooth jump shot. And if you're like me and have a high three ball, even if you don't have that high of a three ball and you can get the base and all the releases that I have, you're going to have a lot of fun using this jump shot. And you see, I'm literally standing at half court in these twos games and I'm just not missing. This jump shot is absolutely insane. Now, the base that I'm using for this jump shot is Steph Curry. And if you played NBA 2K23, you already know this is one of the best bases in last year's game. So you know I already had to come out here and try it on 2K24. And it's honestly really good. It's really smooth, and I think it really allows you to quick stop very easily, especially on this game, how you can kind of quick stop and fade away. I think I'm using Pro 2 or Pro 3 fadeaway. I'm pretty sure it's Pro 3 actually. So if you want to know my fade, because you'll see me fading throughout this video as well, I think I'm using Pro 3 fade, and it's really solid since you can't use Trae Young in this year's game. But back to the base, Steph Curry base, it's really solid. It's really smooth. It's really fast as well, which if you're a small guard, you want to have a really fast base. Now, for all my big men or bigger guards out there, I've heard that JT Thor is a very solid base. Obviously, that's not the base I'm using because I'm a 6'4" and under guard. But for my big man out there, I got you with a little bit of secret sauce. But back to this Steph Curry base, it's just really solid. One thing I really like about it as well is not only can you shoot off of the dribble, like you'll see me doing a lot in this video, but once we get to the rec gameplay a little bit later in the video, you'll see me doing a lot more catching and shooting, and it's even better off the catch and shoot in my opinion. So I just think this is a really solid base, and if you can get it, I would definitely recommend doing so. Now, for the release 1, I'm using Oscar Robertson, and again, if you played 2K23, you already know how good this base was. A lot of people last year used Oscar, but I personally like to mix it up. I don't really like using the same release because I think sometimes when you blend them together with other releases, it just makes the jump shot that much better. So if you're using Oscar, you'll know it'll kind of release it a little bit higher on top of his head. As you see, a lot of the times when I shoot, the ball is clear above my head, and I think that gives it a lot of good defensive immunity. And it also has a really high green window with this jump shot as well, or I should say this release. And I think it's just the Oscar because it, like I said, it just releases it at the top of his head, and you can see right there I just greened a 60%. Now that was a fade right there, so I would definitely recommend throwing on that Pro 3 dribble pull-up. I know you didn't click on the video for a dribble pull-up, but I'm just trying to drop a little extra knowledge for you guys, you know, trying to help you out. But like I said, this Oscar Robertson release is really solid. So let's stop wasting your guys' time and get into the second release, which is going to be Stephen Curry. Now, like I said, you could get away with Oscar if you really wanted to, but I think Steph Curry's jump shot in this game, I don't really know if a lot of people in 23 used his release like that. Obviously, like I said, the base was really popular, but his release in this game just has so high grades that you kind of have to just throw it in your jump shot if you can, because the timing speed, the release speed, and the release height on this jump shot just really helps out, especially with Oscar. When you mix in the defensive immunity of how good Oscar's release is, it really just makes for a really solid jump shot. As you can see in all of these clips, I'm just going absolutely insane on the twos with my man Flawless. And if you have Green Machine activated, once you get Green Machine on Hall of Fame or even Gold, you get open looks. It just makes pretty much any jump shot that much better, but especially this one. So let's go ahead and get into the blending and release speed. As you can see, for the blending, I went 85% Oscar and 15% Stephen Curry. Now, the reason I did that is, like I said, the defensive immunity for Oscar is already at an A or an A+. So when you mix that in with Steph's A+ release speed and his very high timing stability, it just makes for a very solid jump shot. And then obviously the release speed, you want to go as quickly as possible. Now, another tip I will say, while you're using this jump shot, I was using push timing. If you guys know, there's different shot timings in this year's game. I was personally using push throughout this entire video. So if you want to use release, I think that's very late. So if you want to try that out, you could probably get away with it because that is very late. But for me, I was using push, which is late from last year's game. So I would recommend trying push, seeing what that takes you. And then obviously, you know, it's just up to you at that point. I think the timing stability or all the shot timings is kind of just up to you. It's kind of a preference thing at this point. You know, everyone has where they want to release their jump shot. I personally like to release it when it's about to hit the top of my head. So if you wanted to use release when it's at the very top of your head, you could probably get away with that. But I think specifically for this jump shot, push is definitely just the way to go. Now, finally, let's get into the shot attributes or all of the grades of this jump shot. As you can see, the release high is an A, That comes from the Oscar Robertson release. The defensive immunity is at an A as well. That also comes from Oscar. And then the release speed is an A+, which is really, really solid for this game. As you can see in these clips, I've been pulling up from crazy deep very, very quickly. So that's really, really good to have a really, really solid and fast jump shot. And then the timing stability is a B+, which honestly, you really don't have to worry about too much, because as long as you know what your jump shot is, you're gonna be chilling. And you'll see in these rec clips that I'm about to show you, you can literally pull up from the logo. And obviously in the park, I've been pulling up from half court. Like, look how deep I'm shooting that shot. It's actually insane. Now, obviously I have sharp take, so that's gonna factor in a little bit. Pretty much with any jump shot, you can green with sharp take. Sharp take is absolutely OP this year, but when you mix in Hall of Fame Green Machine, gold limitless range, and I think I only had gold open looks, but I now have purple or Hall of Fame open looks, it just makes it that much better and that much more OP. And I've seen clips on Twitter of people greening like 60% jump shots. So if you have a solid jump shot, and now you guys do, you definitely are going to be going crazy in the park. As you can see, I've been doing this entire game. Now, another thing I will say, especially with Green Machine, is you really, really want to have Green Machine on Hall of Fame if you can. As you'll see in these rec videos, as soon as I green that shot, I just greened my first shot right there. Look how much these half court shots, like look how deep I'm shooting right there. It's actually insane. Now, obviously I have sharp take, so that's going to factor in a little bit. Pretty much with any jump shot, you can green with sharp take. Sharp take is absolutely OP this year, but when you mix in Hall of Fame Green Machine, gold limitless range, and I think I only had gold open looks, but I now have purple or Hall of Fame open looks, it just makes it that much better and that much more OP. And I've seen clips on Twitter of people greening like 60% jump shots. So if you have a solid jump shot, and now you guys do, you definitely are going to be going crazy in the park. As you can see, I've been doing this entire game. Now, another thing I will say, especially with Green Machine, is you really, really want to have Green Machine on Hall of Fame if you can. As you'll see in these rec videos, as soon as I green that shot, I just greened my first shot right there. I'm going to be a pretty good shooter, and if I'm missing with 99 3 ball with any jump shot, that's kind of on me. But if you want to see my build video, I will probably be dropping that soon. So let me know down below in the comments if you guys want to see this kind of pure sharp build with a 99 3 ball, but I can also dribble. And look how big. Did you see how big that green window is? That's what I'm talking about. When you get that Hall of Fame Green Machine working, I know I keep saying it over and over again, but I'm telling you guys, that badge is definitely something you want to have in your arsenal. And like I said, I'm going to be dropping my build video very, very soon. So let me know down below in the comments again if you want to go ahead and see that build video. But hopefully this gameplay was enough proof that this jump shot is very, very good, and hopefully it was enough for you guys to try it. If you did end up trying the jump shot and you're using it right now, let me know down below in the comments. And if it did help you out at all, please consider dropping a like. It would really, really help me out a lot. And if you have any suggestions on something you change or a release that you thought would work better with Steph Curry's base, or if you have a base that you think would be better, let me know down below in the comments as well. But yeah, that's gonna wrap up this video, guys. I will see you in the next one.